Every driver has a story to tell. Of their first race car. Drivers will talk about their victories, their losses, and their journey. Here is the starting point for racing dreams, where aspiring drivers begin forging their own legacy. For a select, devoted few awaits not just the finish line, but the chance to become a racing legend.
Hello everyone, Chris Gaming here and welcome back to another video, and we are back with another review video, and this time, as you can see, it's the latest offering from Turn 10, Forza Motorsport 7. So, Forza 7, let's not beat around the bush and get straight to the point. No one was expecting anything from this game. People are kind of burnt out on Forza, in the case that they don't expect major innovations, they don't expect a huge change in the game, they don't even expect the game to be that good overall. And personally, after my first experience with the demo that I streamed live on Twitch, I wasn't convinced. But that was the fact that the demo had a lack of content, and I wasn't in the best of moods that day. I was really moody, grumpy, I don't know why. But so I wasn't convinced. So, yeah, the first experience wasn't great, but after that, I played it a few days later, and you know what? Everything clicked. Something clicked. The handling model just came into its own. Everything just started, all the puzzle pieces came together. And now, on the 29th of September, the full game came out to start playing. And I'll tell you what, everything went well. Everything was actually, on course, and it was actually working out. You had some actual cutscenes this time with the races that we had in the demo that gave you a little bit more on who the drivers were, and gave you a little bit more pushing as to get you started to get ready with Forza 7, and also almost give you some advice in a way. And also, it's a nice touch that the GTR race was changed to Suzuka instead of Nürburgring. I don't think it's a Nürburgring, just one of those nice touches. So after those first couple of races, you get released into the full menu, and this is where my problems with the game begin. Now, for context, I got the Ultimate Edition of this game because I did actually really like it and I wanted something more. I wanted some extra stuff. However, with that, I got, I believe, 6 Forza Edition cars, and mods that increased the credits gained by 100%. I don't need to explain how this is unfair and offers just so many opportunities to grind for so much money early on in the game. Oh, actually, while I'm on the subject, just quickly, Forza Edition cars. You know how you hated having to grind for Horizon Edition cars in Forza Horizon 3? We can do it all again in this game. Enjoy! It does help that you can get these cars by completing these sections of the campaign, and there's other ways to get it with the new prize crates, but even still, it's so frustrating that you lock a rare car and a special car that's faster behind RNG. It's the same problem that I have with FIFA 18 Ultimate Team, or FIFA Ultimate Team in general, that the fact that all the rare stuff and all the good stuff, it isn't locked behind a challenge, it isn't locked behind doing something good, it's just saying, hey, roll the dice and see if it lands on 6. It's just... But there, moving on from that, you then get your first choice on what championship to do, and more problems come in. Because it's the problem that plagues the modern Forza games, specifically the ones on Xbox One: progression. Because whichever championship you choose, you get a free car to take for that particular championship. Fair enough. So you maybe think you start in some classic muscles, their C-Class, some hot hatches, some saloons. No! One of the first championships you can do is 1960s Formula 1 cars. And so the first car I bought was the Lotus Type 49, driven by Jim Clark. I swear, this game takes progression, doesn't know what to do with it, and turns it on its head. However, I'm not going to deny it. I enjoy having these cars at the beginning of the game. It just ruins the idea of working towards them to unlock them. It takes the fun out of actually feeling as though you earned a particular good car, like the Lotus. The game does do something to keep some progression, and that is add collection tiers, which locks you getting higher tier and faster cars like the F1 car or the high-end hypercars until you collect enough cars to progress this. And doing this also increases the quality of the prize you get for levelling up, from bigger one-off discounts on cars to bigger cash prizes and rarer race suits, which you can also customise now. But again, they're collectibles, so again, it's kind of another bit of the roll of the dice. Also, I touched on it earlier, but allow me to go more in depth. Allow me to get off Rant Street for a moment and praise the game. Allow me to go more depth into the handling. Holy hell, the handling! After playing the Horizon games, I started to dislike the handling of the motorsport games. I'd like to thank Forza 7 for changing this, because this is a near perfect handling model. There's enough weight to make cars that don't feel super responsive, like kind of old muscle cars and more just generally slower cars. Not feel like there's weight to them, but make the cars that But when a car is responsive, it's lightweight and can hook everything up perfectly, you can feel it. And while I'm on the subject of praising this game, let me take a moment to talk about how flipping beautiful this game looks. Obviously the Xbox One X isn't out at this time, but even on a normal Xbox One HD TV, this is so gorgeous. Seeing the sun poking through the clouds, the nighttime races, or when the track gets to a sunrise or sunset point in the game, the game is just working on all cylinders while also running at 60 FPS. And so after this nice and peaceful time talking highly of the game, it's time to head back to Rant City, because there's one thing that this game continues to do from other Forzas, and that is drivatars. I hate these guys. From the starting idea and the concept, it's not bad. I thought, oh, they'll track our driving and put them in other people's races, which earns myself credits, and it's just a neat concept. But they still haven't got it right. Even though they've had 4 or 5 years to work on it since 2013, they're still inconsistent, don't reflect the person's driving at all, and can be a nuisance if they start causing crashes. The worst part is, the showcase events, which I might add gives you free cars, going back to progression, use normal AI. The reason this means so much to me is that if you watch the F1 videos, probably mainly the career mode ones, I have so many great battles with the AI on those games. Granted, I would like to think I'm better at the F1 games than Forza, but my point stands. I'd like to be able to fight the AI, I'd like to be able to have some fantastic battles with them. Just, the drivatars kind of ruins that. Overall, I think Forza 7 is a very solid game considering what everyone was expecting, but there are still several large issues that slightly ruin the game that still haven't been fixed from the earlier Forzas, and to be honest, they really need to start figuring this stuff out. There's probably a 7.5 or 8 out of 10 for me. By no means this is an average game, but it still has those small things, and they do kind of... they still just hang there as such. It's not something that ruins the entire experience, it just makes it a little bit less satisfying. So that'll be it for this review. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Goodbye. Just need to get the old voice warm-ups. Wonder if they'll do it. I wonder if I should actually make things better. No, it won't. Oh, to the script. Hello everyone, Firecrest Gaming here, and welcome back to another video. And we are back with another review video, and this time, as you can see, it's the latest game offer. I love messing up my lines, even though the script is right in front of me. I love messing up my lines when this is scripted, and it is right here. Hello everyone, Firecrest Gaming here, and welcome back to another video. We're back with another review video, and this time it's Turn 10's latest offering. As you can see, stick to the script mostly. Take 3 for the Forza Motorsport 7 review. Take 3. Action. After playing the Horizon games, I started to dislike the handling of the motorsport games. I'd like to thank Forza 7 for stopping this thinking. Stopping this thinking. After playing the Horizon games, I started to dislike the handling of the motorsport games. I'd like to thank Forza 7 for changing that, because this is near perfect. I'm going to do that one again. After playing the Horizon games and I need a drink. So, after this nice and peaceful time of talking highly of this game, it's time to head back to Rant City, because there's one thing that this game continues to do that the other Forzas And so after this nice and peaceful time talking highly of this game, it's time to head back to Rant City, because there's one thing that this game continues to do that from the other... oh my god. My writing in my script is messing up my head.